I'm making this video talking about the power of not giving up. Like, it may sound very trivial, but if you pay attention closely to this video, I'll be explaining how time and time and again, alright, how not giving up, no matter how dire the situation is, as long as you stick to it, as long as you pursue your goals with tenacity, with hard work, with a carefree attitude, eventually you will achieve the thing that you actually desire. So without further ado, let's jump into a video. This is gonna be a real quick one. So just a bit about what I'm doing. I have been taking singing classes because I have always been insecure about my voice. So I took it around 2 years ago, and when I got into a singing class, I was quite decent. Like, I know how to use my stomach to project my voice and so on. However, the problem here is I'm a bit not pitch perfect. So whenever I want to execute a note, although I have the best intentions, it wouldn't really sound exactly like how I wanted it. And it's quite apparent with like the feedback that I get from my singing teachers as well. Like, we've been working for like many months, and then since the lockdown happened, a lot of the students actually quit because if they can't go to classes, then if they can't go to classes, that means they can't attend the room where they can privately sing. That means they have to sing in their house. They have to find a quiet place to sit down and do the vocal exercises, which most people actually can't. But from the way I've been trained, from the way I've been taught since young, like whenever that I want something, whenever I want to improve on something, there isn't any excuses. So what happened is, because I can't attend to the physical class, I ended up finding an empty spot within my neighborhood where there's no people, and I'll practice my singing class there. And fast forward like 2 years later, like there's this like very hard song that I've been practicing, and finally I got it. And my singing teacher was really happy about it. Like, she was touched, and she said like one thing she admired about me is me having the ability to stick through it and not give up, no matter how imperfect I was at the beginning. Like, you gotta understand that your excuses cannot be bigger than your desire to achieve your goals. Like, although things may seem uncertain, like whether or not will I actually get better at it in the future, whether or not I'll actually succeed at the thing that I'm pursuing, well, as long as you're really interested and passionate to continue on it, then you should continue on that path. If you no longer feel interested, or you no longer have that desire to continue, then obviously you should quit and find something else. But if it's always on your mind, you're like, this is what I really want, like I feel happy pursuing it, like I'm not doing this for anything else, I'm doing this because of me, I enjoy the activity in itself, and that's why I'm pursuing it, then you should probably stick to it. No matter how hard it is, you figure it out. When things get in your way, you actually find ways to work around it. Like for me, because I can't attend singing class that time, so I actually found an empty wet market where people are not there, it's locked down, they can't operate all the time, so they have to shut down in the afternoons and evenings. And then I'll actually sneak in there to sing to my heart's content, like shouting, screaming. Even if people pass by, I wouldn't give a fuck, because my goals matter to me more than other people's opinions. And you should have the same attitude towards your work as well. Like, although and that goes to another part here, which is you gotta pursue your goals carefree. And what I mean by that is, you want to make your goals, like the behaviors leading up to your goals, a habit. Like, no individual day is gonna be perfect. Like, there are some days where you're gonna be really in a good mood, like everything seems to flow, everything seems to be perfect. Then there are some days where you're like I don't feel like doing it, it's tiring, like things are like, it's very hard to start. Even if I like did it like for an hour, it's like really I can't get anything done. Like, you just accept it for what it is and just move on it. You don't think much about it. You don't beat yourself up whenever there's like an imperfection or failure, or whenever you're like not progressing. You don't think about it that much after you're finishing a session of yours, doing that thing that you want to do. You just continue, keep going, and do it again until it's perfect. Like, there's a saying by a professional athlete, or was it a coach? It basically says that, you know, like, amateurs, they keep doing it until they get it right. But a professional keep doing it until they cannot get it wrong. So whenever you go after something, your attitude should be, I'm gonna keep going at it until I cannot get it wrong. And that's the correct attitude to have. No matter how inconsistent you are, no matter how like painful or hard circumstance is, no matter how hard it is to stick to something, just make the intent and the effort to stick to it. Like, no matter how imperfect it is, like if it's imperfect for a year, like for me personally, in order to master that song, I mean, I haven't mastered it by any means, but you actually start sounding decent. In order for me to sing well at this song, it took me like 1.5 years. Like, it's crazy. It should take faster. But, you know, because I keep sticking at it, it sounds way much better than when I start. And if I were to look back at my recordings, like from 2 years ago versus now in terms of my singing, it's way much better. So you should have the same attitude towards your work as well. Like, no matter how long it takes, as long as I'm consistent, as long as I'm putting in the effort, like each and every session that I attend to, as long as I'm putting my best interest to try to improve at least like 1%, 2%, even if it's not perfect today, even if it's like, you know, it sucked than yesterday, I'm still gonna keep trying to get better and better each and every day. And if it's not getting better for an extended period of time, it's time for me to find help. It's time for me to look for answers to solve that problem, because it's a different problem to keep doing the same thing over and over again and expecting a different result. You gotta change something if something isn't working for you. And that's why I'm doing what I'm doing right now. Like, I'm really passionate about teaching people the art of achieving their goals in terms of achieving what they actually want, because I've basically have been pursuing this all my life. Like, there was this point in my life where from the age of 13 till 17, I'm always obsessed in terms of my fitness. Like, I want to be able to live life and not looking fat. Like, I don't want to ever get fat ever again. So it has been really, really hard for me. It's like crazy. It's like hair pulling, like gut wrenching. Like, the process of figuring out is very painful to me, like during those years. But after many years, I finally figured out how I should exercise, how should I eat, how should I carry myself, how should I act on a day-to-day, that, you know, it naturally happens. Like, maintaining a good physique is effortless. So it took me time and again of pain, hardship, and effort, of not giving up to finally discover it. And, you know, from all of the things that I've learned, I've instilled it in my videos, and hopefully you guys can actually learn on the actions and the mindsets needed to achieve whatever goals that you want. And this can be applied to many other areas in your life as well, like in terms of using pain and pleasure to motivate yourself to take action and to stick to the actions needed to achieve your goals, like me ranting about how to not give up, you know, how just sticking to it and not giving up is a surefire way that you'll achieve your goals. Like, there's a mentor of mine, he said that, you know, the only way to win is to not give up. The moment you decided to not give up, you've already won. It's just a matter of time. So this is the mindset I want you to instill for today. Like, take this video as you will, and if you personally are struggling in this area of life, like you feel like no matter what you do, you can't achieve your goals, like you realize that, you know, I've been reading a lot of things on how I should do this and that, but I still can't achieve it, and you realize that it's a mindset problem. It's the way I'm carrying myself and behaving that's, you know, the reason why I'm not achieving my goals, and you feel that what I'm saying is resonating with you, email me in the description below. I'll be happy to have a free consult with you where I break down every single thing that you might be doing wrong in terms of how you think, how you behave, your habits, and so on. And I'll personally come up with you with a game plan of how you can achieve your goals. totally free of charge. And if you feel like, you know, I make sense after the call and if you want to work with me personally, then we can openly discuss about that as well. So that's it for this video, just a short rant, and I look forward to you guys in the next video. Peace.